There's a molecule inside your body right now that is powerful enough to pull a dying person back to life. We proved it in 1922. A 14-year-old boy weighed 65 pounds. His organs were shutting down. His doctor told his family to say goodbye. Then they injected him with something they just pulled out of an animal's pancreas at a Toronto lab. Within weeks, his blood sugar dropped, his body started repairing itself, and that boy went on to live for another 13 years. That molecule was insulin. And insulin is a peptide. Today, there are thousands of peptides being sold online. Some can rebuild your body at the cellular level, and others are unregulated research chemicals that can quietly damage your heart. So, how do you tell the difference? I'm Dr. Will Haas. I've spent 15 years specializing in peptide therapy, and in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you the same framework I use in my clinic so you can understand peptides better than most physicians do. Stick with me to the end because the most popular peptide on the internet right now might be completely wrong for your body, and I'll show you exactly how to know. Let's start simple. What is a peptide? Your body is built from proteins. Proteins are built from smaller units called amino acids. A peptide is just a short chain of those same amino acids. Shorter than a protein, built from material your body already uses every single day. But here is the part people most miss. Peptides are not building blocks sitting there as structure. They are messengers. They carry instructions from one part of your body to another. They tell specific cells to do specific things. Repair this tissue, release this hormone, calm this inflammation, make more energy. Think about insulin again. Insulin does not force glucose into your cells. It knocks on the door and tells the cells to open up. Oxytocin is a peptide too, and it tells your brain who to trust and who to bond with. These are not exotic new drugs. These are signals that your body has been sending your whole life. What scientists have done is learn to make synthetic versions. A synthetic peptide either copies a signal you already make or sends a signal your body already knows how to answer. Here's an example you've heard of. GLP-1 is a natural signal your gut releases after you eat. It tells your brain you're full and slows your stomach down. So when someone injects a drug like semaglutide, it's just mimicking that GLP-1 message. Your body already knows what to do with it. But here's the catch, and this is the whole reason for this video. Just because your body recognizes a signal doesn't mean that signal is right for you. Your body recognizes GLP-1. That does not mean every person's weight problem starts with GLP-1s. Every peptide sends its message to one specific level of your biology. And if you don't know which level your problem is actually coming from, you can pick a peptide that is powerful, popular, and completely useless for you. So I'm going to break down every peptide into 3 levels. They give it like a building with 3 floors. Once you understand these 3 floors, you'll never look at a peptide the same way again. Let's start at the foundation. The first level is where your energy is actually made. Every part of you needs energy to do its job. Your heart needs it to pump. Your brain needs it to think. Your cells need it to repair damage. That energy is produced inside your cells by tiny structures called mitochondria. They're the power plants. They turn the food you eat into ATP, which is the fuel your cells run on. When you're young, those power plants run clean and you're full of energy. As you age, they decline. They get damaged by stress, by toxins, by time. When your mitochondria slow down, every tissue and organ they power slows down with them. This is the cellular level. It's where aging quietly begins, and it's the level almost nobody thinks to check. Here's something that surprises most people. Your mitochondria have their own DNA, completely separate from the DNA in the rest of your body. They are that distinct. There are 3 peptides that work down here at that foundation. The first is epitalon. Epitalon is based on a natural compound made by your pineal gland. It works by switching on telomerase, the enzyme that protects the caps on the ends of your chromosomes. Every time a cell divides, those caps get shorter. And when they run out, the cells can't divide safely anymore. In animal studies, epitalon has been shown to activate telomerase and extend lifespan. The human research is still early, but it's one of the most studied longevity peptides we have. The second one breaks the rules. It's called MOD-SC. Remember how I said mitochondria have their own direct DNA? MOD-SC is written directly into it. Every other peptide in this video is made outside the cell and sent in. Not this one. That gives it a relationship with your energy machinery that no lab-made compound can copy. In animal studies, it improves insulin sensitivity and produces effects that look like exercise without the exercise. The third one is SS31. It targets the exact membrane inside the mitochondria where energy is produced. As that membrane ages, it leaks and energy production drops. SS31 protects it. It's currently in human clinical trials for heart failure and mitochondrial disease. The conditions where cellular energy failure is the whole problem. So this is the foundation. It's for people focused on long-term aging, deep energy, and longevity. It won't give you the fastest visible results. Everything else is built on top. And here's the problem. Even if every cell in your body is producing perfect energy, it still does nothing for a torn tendon, an irritated gut, or an injury that just won't heal. Because those problems don't live inside the cell. They live in the spaces between them, which takes us up to the second floor. Quick question. Why does a paper cut heal in 3 days, but a torn tendon can hurt for 3 years? Same body, same person. wildly different outcomes? The answer is blood supply. Your tendons and ligaments barely get any, so they heal painfully slowly, and sometimes they never fully recover on their own. That's what level 2 is all about. Your tissues, the organized structure, your cells build together. Tendons, ligaments, gut lining, and skin nerve tissue. This is the level for the problems your body hasn't been able to fix by itself. The injury that stopped improving. The gut that stays inflamed. The connective tissue breaking down faster than you can rebuild it. If you've ever tried conventional medicine for years and you're still stuck, this is usually why. There are 3 peptides with the strongest case down here. The first is VPC-157, and its backstory sounds made up. It was originally identified from a protein found in human stomach acid, the digestive fluid in your gut. And the data on it is some of the strongest in the entire peptide literature, especially for gut lining repair, tendon and ligament healing, and nerve tissue. It doesn't just calm inflammation at the site of damage. It actively helps rebuild the structure. Now, the second is TB500, also known as thymosin beta-4 fragment. It works through a protein called actin, which controls how your cells move and how tissues rebuild itself after an injury. When tissue is damaged, repair speed depends on how well the cells can organize and rebuild. TB4 supports that directly. It's especially useful in muscle and cardiovascular tissue and in wound healing. The third, and the most popular, is GHK copper. It changes the activity of genes involved in repair, antioxidant defense, and calming the inflammation that chronic damage creates. Bridges tissue repair and broader body-wide effects at the same time. It makes it one of the most versatile peptides we have. Now, none of those work across your whole body the way level 1 peptides do. They work locally, in the spaces around cells, the areas where tissue has been damaged or won't recover on its own. So this floor is for specific tissue injuries, chronic gut issues, recovery that has stalled. But for a lot of patients, the problem isn't one tendon or one patch of damage. It's running through the entire system at once. Their hormones, their metabolism, their nervous system, all of it. And when dysfunction is that widespread, tissue peptides aren't enough. You have to go to the top floor, the level where the biggest, most visible results happen and where the most dangerous mistakes get made. This is the level everyone comes for. It's also the level where people hurt themselves. It splits into 3 systems, and the third one is actually the frontier of medicine. But before we get there, I have to tell you where the most famous peptide on Earth really came from. The answer involves a venomous lizard. Hold on to that thought. Let's start with your hormones, the endocrine system. These peptides talk to your pituitary gland and ask it to release more of your own growth hormone in its natural rhythm instead of flooding your body with synthetic hormones from outside. Growth hormone shapes your body composition, your sleep, your recovery, your metabolism, and how fast you age, more than almost any other single hormone, and it falls steadily as you get older. There are 4 worth knowing. Sermorelin was one of the first ever developed, and it's still one of the most studied. It nudges the pituitary to release growth hormone in a natural pattern, and it's well studied for people focused on aging and recovery. Ipamorelin is more selective. It triggers growth hormone without spiking other hormones like cortisol, which makes it one of the cleaner options with a strong safety profile. CJC 1295 is often stacked with ipamorelin because it stretches out the release window for a longer effect. And tesmorelin has the strongest data of the group. It's the only growth hormone releasing peptide that's FDA approved specifically to reduce visceral body fat in certain patients. The second system is your metabolism, how your body handles blood sugar, hunger, and fat. And the peptides here have produced results no previous class of medication could touch. Here's the lizard. The very first GLP-1 medication ever developed came from the venom of the Gila monster, a venomous desert lizard. That's not a fun fact on the side. That discovery is the entire reason this category exists. The way these work is by activating receptors that control metabolic signaling. And the number of receptors a peptide hits determines how many conversations it can have with your metabolism at once. Semaglutide activates one receptor, GLP-1, produces around 15% of body weight reduction and carries the strongest cardiovascular safety data in the class. Tirzepatide activates 2 receptors, GLP-1 and GIP. In a head-to-head trial against semaglutide, it produced almost 47% greater weight loss. That's roughly 22.5% of body weight with better muscle preservation. 2 receptors means 2 conversations with your metabolism at the same time. Retatrutide activates 3 receptors, GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. In its phase 2 trial, the highest dose produced about 24% drop in body weight over 48 weeks. Adding the glucagon receptor turns up the fat burning, so the body isn't just eating less, it's burning more. It's not FDA approved yet, but it shows where this whole category is headed. The third system is your nervous system, and this is the real frontier. Most psychiatric and neurological drugs work by pushing neurotransmitters around, more serotonin, calmer pathways, but they don't address the actual health of the nervous system itself. These peptides do. They work on neurotrophic pathways, the signals that decide whether your nervous system stays healthy from new connections and keep working over time. The most important of those signals is BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. When BDNF is low, thinking gets foggy, mood drops, and the brain ages faster. When it's high, the brain keeps adapting, learning, and repairing. 4 to know here. Semax comes from a fragment of natural hormone. It raises BDNF and has shown effects on focus, processing speed, and stress resilience. It's been used clinically in Russia for stroke recoveries for decades. Selank works on the anxiety stress response through the same GABA system that anti-anxiety drugs target, but without the dependence or sedation. Dihexa is one of the most potent neurotropic peptides ever studied. Research suggests it's far more effective than BDNF itself at building new neural connections, a process called synaptogenesis. It's being studied in Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. And then there's cerebrolysin. It's a neuropeptide complex with a long history in Europe and Asia for stroke, brain injury, and neurodegenerative disease. It carries several neurotrophic factors that support neuronal survival and repair at once. So that's the top floor. The biggest results live here, but so does the biggest mistake in this entire field. And let me show you what that is. Here's the trap. Everyone hears about level 3, the weight loss, the brain peptides, the visible results. So they jump straight to the top floor and start injecting without ever looking at the floors underneath. Go back to the building. Level 3 peptides are the penthouse. But if the foundation is cracked, you don't renovate the penthouse first. You spend money, you feel almost nothing, and you blame the peptide. I see this constantly. A 42-year-old comes in looking like a textbook weight loss candidate, low energy, stalled metabolism. The obvious fix looks like a level 3 peptide. But the blood work tells a different story. The real problem is 2 floors down, the cellular level. And until that foundation is handled, nothing upstairs performs the way it should. The floor that gets the most attention is not always the floor your body needs first. And the only way to know which one to start on is to actually look at your biology, not guess based upon the results you want. That's the entire reason before we prescribe a single peptide at Vibe Wellness, we run full blood work, a complete hormonal assessment, and inflammatory markers. These numbers tell us which floor your biology is under the most stress right now, because it looks different in every person. Our goal is never to put you on the most advanced compound. It's to find the right floor for your specific biology, then watch the data and adjust as your body changes. So if you want to know which level your body actually needs, that's exactly what we do. Click the link in the description and book a discovery call with our team. We'll look at your biology first and build from the right floor up. I'm Dr. Will Haas, and I'll see you in the next one.